I'm Alex from Harrisburg, Pennsylvania, and here's this edition's Spotlight Band Railroader.
Shoulder, won't take much to grow us older, no, just a little time. I was in the living calling, can it be you were calling too? Oh my, my. I think about it. Close out and close you over. It don't take long to realize we're standing on shaky ground. Riding on a back road to even hear a voice telling you you're losing something dear. Do you doubt it? Dad is one who knew revenge means more revenge on you. What you gonna do? In a song that I once sang, I heard a bell, it just rang my blues right away. Thank you very much. That was our special Wakarusa version of Mighty River.
I tend to think of it as an amplified string band with drums, obviously. It's my firm belief that while Bill Monroe was inventing bluegrass, he started to invent rock and roll and left it for some other people to finish. So to me, it's kind of a logical evolution of taking that great complement of banjo, mandolin, fiddle, acoustic guitar, upright bass, and kind of raising the bar a little bit by amplifying it so you can have drums and have a powerful sound. All those instruments mesh so well that you're really ending up with something that a machine that functions like your standard rock band, but keeps the organic sound of the strings.
Well, it's pretty hard to put in a nutshell because we cover a lot of territory. We do anything from extended improvisational things to kind of heartfelt ballady things. So, our shows kind of have a lot of dynamic and cover a lot of range, but some of the songs are that, they're simple, heartfelt things that I just wrote on my guitar, and other ones are songs that are geared more for the band experience and allow room for us to experiment with all the various textures and instruments that we have. And I think we started out, maybe our first record was a little closer to bluegrass in sound and approach, and stuff on our most recent record, there was stuff that we just sort of started from band jams, and then I took that and shaped that into a song. So I think over the years we've become much more of a band, and I think the band's sound has evolved, and I think we'll see a lot more of that maybe going, as we move along too.
As far as improvisation goes, some of the songs, there's a set place where someone's going to do a solo, and a lot of times that, that's kind of an open-ended thing. It might go on for 8 bars, it might go on for 16 bars. It kind of, how is it feeling? And then you pass it along to someone that's designated. Like I know that I'm going to pass it on to John, or John knows he's going to pass it on to Todd. And then there are some songs where we're kind of a group improvisation going on, and there's sections where basically we're having a conversation on stage, and whoever has the ball is he's the voice that's being heard, and then he'll step back, and then another person's voice will be heard, and that kind of stuff goes on a few of the songs as well.
That's probably the most exciting part of playing, I think, is when you get to that point where you've walked far enough in the woods, you're not sure if you left a trail, and the same kind of analogies. That's what's fun about it.
Sometimes you climb out on a musical limb, and then you turn around and saw the limb off.
Yeah. And sometimes you come up with something totally new that you never would have come up with because you're looking for that way out, and you just kind of end up following the path until who knows.
Luckily, we have an audience who allows us to do that too. And the more we do that, we've been finding, the more our fans like it. So they sort of push us a little more too. So.
We've definitely been blessed in having a lot of loyal fans, and a good number of them have become actually very close friends over the years and given us tremendous support both in the music and outside of it.
And to show up in places like Columbia, Missouri last night, and have 5 or 6 people from all over the map that are there because
it's pretty amazing.
They're friends. That is what it's all about,
I don't know if I could go calling them hobos. Most of them are pretty nicely dressed and have jobs and homes and things like that, as far as I understand it.
People of means that seem to have a way to spend a weekend in a different city every month. I don't know.
Rich people that like music.
Yeah, we're lucky that we get to share the stage with some of our heroes, and one time we actually we did a triple bill at the NARM convention, and we got to play with Del McCrory and Jerry Douglas, and at the end we were all on the stage together going wild, and it was just really a lot of fun.
That was like my first month in the band, and I'd been playing with this bluegrass band, and our big gig was a weekly bluegrass show at a coffee house in Decatur, Georgia, and so a month later I'm playing on the same stage with Jerry Douglas and Del McCrory and both of their bands, and it was kind of a be shitting myself experience. It was
Recently we had
it was amazing.
Phil Lesh come and sit in with us in San Francisco at the Independent, which was really a lot of fun. So,
yeah,
he likes our music, and so he jumped right in and he dropped those Phil bombs, and it was really cool.
I think it was one of the first times we ran into Billy and Keith and the rest of the String Cheese guys. It was at Jerry's birthday bash last year at Sunshine Daydream. I think one of the highlights of the whole weekend was when all of us kind of gathered in the backstage room and probably killed about 3 hours of the day just picking every tune we could think of.
Yeah.
Just shut ourselves off from the whole festival and sat back there playing and playing and playing.
Yeah, it was cool.
But they're really tremendous. They kind of go like beyond the Call of Duty. You know, like we're gonna have Billy come up and sit in on a song, "I'm a Mess," which is it's basically once you get past the song part, it's a lot of jam in E. You know, so that's really all you have to do is kind of fake your way through the beginning. But Billy's like, well, let me learn that riff that you're playing there, So he totally got into it and learned the whole. He's like, well, it'd be real style points if I actually knew the whole riff. And so he learned the whole thing and came up and just killed it. It was really great. Yeah, sometimes it gets tiring, if it's been a long ride and stuff. But usually once the music starts and you start feeling the energy of the music and of the response to the music, it sort of takes on its own life.
I know every night I'm going to hear something I didn't hear before. As long as I know that, it's worth showing. I want to show up because I know, or how many times the song is going to get played. I'm going to hear something different that night that I didn't hear. As long as I'm doing that, then I'm going to want to play music every night.
I used to work on a farm when I was a kid, and all I got to do is just transport myself back to those days and know that it's a lot better to play music than it is to work on a farm.